Hey everybody, Justin here again from Small World Gaming. So it's been a few weeks since I uploaded a video, and that's totally my fault. I was, to be honest, I talked to you guys about going to the Flying Monkey GT, which is actually a major ITC event, and I did do that. But I also decided that I was going to go, I think, basically the next weekend after, to the Warzone Houston Major, another really big event that I was hoping to do a little bit better in. So in between those things, I just had to work a lot. Taking 2 vacations essentially cost a lot of money. I didn't have a lot of money, so I was working my butt off to make that and just make those things possible. So I wasn't really able to take the time and make these videos. But today, I'm probably going to make a couple different videos. First of all, talking about my results, what the meta is looking like, both at the Flying Monkey GT and at Warzone Houston. And then I think the next video I'm going to make is probably going to be about Kill Team, because I want to talk about that a little bit, what it might be like and what I want to do with it. So let's go ahead and get started. The last video I made was, can I win Flying Monkey? The answer to that question is no, I cannot. I did not do very well. So I honestly was hoping to do better. I played 2 of the people that ended up at the very top. I unfortunately lost to both of those people, and then I lost another game against Knights, which I don't know what happened there. Like, it didn't go well. I got tabled essentially, so I did not see that coming. I honestly wasn't expecting to play Knights though. I thought that they were past the cutoff for the event and that nobody would be bringing them, so my list was made accordingly. Unfortunately, it didn't go well for me, so I'm not going to spend too much time talking about that event. There were 74 players, if I'm not mistaken. The top 2 players were both bringing the same identical list. Let me see if I can bring it up real quick. I should have it in my events here. So we've got Flying Monkey GT placings. Yep, Trent Northington, who I've known for a while, and then Kyle Thompson. They're both on the same team, Warhogs. They both brought the exact same list, maybe a couple small changes here and there. They both listed themselves as Katakan Jungle Fighters. And yes, that was true. They brought a lot of Hellhounds. I can actually go over the winning list with you. It's kind of hard to read. It's in that format, unfortunately. But he had a Knight Castellan, a House Raven, so he could use the Raven stratagem. He had a Blood Angels Battalion, 3 units of Scouts, Mephiston, a Blood Angel Captain, Blood Angel Captain, both equipped the same, and a unit of 3 aggressors. And then he had a IG Battalion. You can pretty much guess what this is. 3 infantry squads. He had a Primaris Psyker, a company commander with everything to get the command points back. But then he had 5 Hellhounds. So, and those are the Forge World Artemis pattern Hellhounds. And both him and Kyle Thompson essentially brought that same exact list. They ended up placing 1st and 2nd. They played against each other, I do believe, at one point, and Kyle Thompson lost, which is why he placed 2nd. But it's a really effective list. I took a look at it after the tournament, I actually played against Kyle. I lost to Kyle. I could not hurt the Knight, man, as much as I tried. I feel like I lost that game to a pretty bad failed charge. I failed the charge with all 19 of my Electro Priests into his Knight Castellan. Left him out in the open. They just got obliterated. They hadn't killed anything, so yeah, it just did not go well. I apologize for my voice, by the way. I'm not feeling good today. My throat hurts like crazy. My head hurts. My eyes are all watery. Just not feeling good today. So, but yeah, I lost to Kyle Thompson. The list played very aggressively. It's all those Hellhounds moving forward. The guardsmen hold objectives, obviously. He's got a few mortars in the background there. Mephiston, the Blood Angels captains, are there to kill whatever big thing you brought. And his Knight is just deleting 4 units a turn. And I couldn't keep up. I didn't get first turn. It didn't go well for me, so I lost that game. The second game I lost was actually against an all-Knight army, in which I failed to kill a single Knight, even turn 1, with all the shooting I brought. And then he just overran me. His Knight exploded, killed all 5 of my characters. It went downhill from there. So the third game I lost was to Dark Eldar. It was my closest game. I think this guy got maybe 4th or 5th in the tournament. And he beat me by 1 point. I do believe it was like 28-27 is the closest game of the tournament. So I ended up taking 24th out of the 74 players. Some people might not think that's bad, but to me, not very good at all. So I was quite disappointed I did so bad. I usually don't do that bad in tournaments, even big ones, to be honest. And I was pretty determined that I needed to do a lot better in a major tournament. I had just done really well in Bug Eater, getting 7th out of 80 people. I really wanted to go to something again and do better than I did at Flying Monkey. So I decided I was going to work some extra hours and I was going to drive down to Houston for the Warzone Houston tournament. And that's what I did. So it took me, my girlfriend, and my daughter down there. We had a lot of fun. We went down to Galveston Beach. We went to NASA Johnson Space Center, and over Saturday and Sunday, I played in the Warzone Houston. Now, this tournament went a lot better for me. I'd already had the Blood Angels Battalion in my list, but I didn't have a big guy. I didn't have anything to really deal with Knights and other big things. So I decided to drop the 3 Custodes Shield Captains and the Neutron Laser Dunecrawler, and I added a House Raven Knight Castellan. Not in an attempt to like copy Trent and Kyle, but I already owned one and I just hadn't put it together yet. I didn't think I could bring them, otherwise I probably would have, to Flying Monkey. So I decided that's what I was going to run, and I put that guy together. I got him all painted up, and I ran him at the Warzone Houston. But the other big difference I made is I dropped a couple of Electro Priests. I dropped the snipers out of my Ranger units, and I actually ended up, obviously I dropped the robots. I didn't feel like I needed them. And then I put in 2 Terrax Pattern Termite Assault Drills, and those things, oh my goodness, they worked good. So I had 2 units of 9 Electro Priests in each, 1 unit in each Termite, and I put my Engine Seers in each Termite as well. And that was an attempt to drop the number of, I guess, drops I have in my army, so that I have a better chance of going first. Because essentially what I did is, instead of deep striking those Termite drills, I infiltrated them using the Styges Clandestine Infiltration Stratagem. So that allowed me to spend 1 command point, get 3 units and infiltrate, and if I got first turn, those things were just going to mess people up. And that's exactly what they did. So unfortunately in this tournament, I only went twice. Only went first twice in the tournament out of the 5 rounds. The other 3 games I went second. But I won my first 4 games. So I won my first game against Orcs, which my army is not set up to fight at all. There's like 120 fucking boys, and it was not going well. But because he slow played so much, I ended up winning, to his detriment for once, because I just went up on points a lot more than he did the first few turns, and we only got through turn 3. He was taking almost an hour per turn, and ended at turn 3, and I had more points. It was 21-20 or 20-19 maybe, and I ended up winning. So I was pretty happy there. You know, I try to tell everybody I play with, you got to play quicker, man. You got to do this, otherwise we're not going to get a lot of points, and that's what happened. And he lost because of it. So my second game was against Raven Guard, I do believe. Yeah, he was Raven Guard main. He had a Knight as well, and then he also had a Guard battalion for all the CP benefits. A bunch of plasma guys that are -1 to hit. I tabled him almost turn 1. I got first turn on this one. I ran everything up. Into turn 1, all of his Raven Guard were dead. His big guy was dead. All he had left was a couple of guard guys. I'd already killed his Warlord turn 1 with the Castellan and the missile stratagem. I basically tabled him turn 3, I think, in the end, because he had some guys hiding. But that one was a pretty easy win for me. Game 3 was against Guard, like an actual Guard army. So, but he also had the Blood Angels Smash Captains, I think, is there in there as well. And then he had a Shadow Sword. So I was pretty afraid of the Shadow Sword. I wasn't able to kill it as much as I would have liked to at the end of the game. Both the Shadow Sword and my Knight Castellan were still alive, which neither of us expected. It was a very close game the whole time. I was having trouble just actually taking things down. I was losing my frontline troops pretty easy. But I ended up winning, I think, 26-20 on that one. So end of day 1, I had gone 3-0. I was pretty happy about that. That means no matter what, I was going to have a winning record, unlike Flying Monkey, where I went 3-3. So beginning of day 2 comes around, and I get paired up against Dark Eldar game 4. So I hate Dark Eldar, but to his detriment, he did not have a Cabal of the Blackheart detachment. He just had a ton of blasters and I think Obsidian Rose, so they had extra range, which is good, but he failed to do enough damage. I don't think he killed a single unit turn 1. And then of course I retaliate. He got the first turn, but I counter assaulted real fucking hard. And this time, because he had first turn, I put my termites and all my electro priests off to the side. We were playing the ITC mission where there's only 2 objectives, so I put them off to the side just to go get that objective. I didn't care about them killing things at this point. And he ignored them. He put everything he had into killing the knight, and he just could not kill it. He did end up killing it at the end of the game, but it took him all game to do it. He completely ignored the termites. They ran through his back line. The electro priest ran through his back line. They controlled his objective. So most of the game, I controlled both objectives, getting the bonus point, and that was a big, big victory for me. I think it was 38-13 or something like that. It was not good for him. So at that point, now we're in the final round, and I was actually top table. I didn't think I was going to be able to do that, but a big major tournament, 77 players or 78 players, I do believe. Let me actually check. I've got it pulled up here on the side. 77 players, and I was top table into the game, into the tournament. So I was me in first place, and then Matthew Alley in second place. So I had to fight Matthew Alley, who was playing Dark Eldar again. He did bring Cabal the Blackheart and all the blasters, so he kind of had the best of both worlds. He seized on me, and the seize was really bad for me. I'm going to post the link because they did stream our game because it was the final table. I'm going to post the link in the description for this video, but the seize was super bad for me. He ran through half of my stuff. He destroyed a lot of units. I had no screen left. And then when it came to my turn, I still had some important units left. I obviously had my knight left. I had my smash captains. I had electro priests. I moved them up, and I failed every single one of my charges. Like, oh man, I could not believe it. Like, turn 1, I needed to kill a lot of stuff. I had the things to kill a lot of stuff, and I failed every one of my charges. And I didn't know what to do, man. I lost the game right there, turn 1. There was no coming back. Every one of my units was left in the open. He had full board control at that point, and the rest of the game, he just ran through me. He tabled me turn 4. His last turn, he killed the knight in 1 turn without doing a single wound to it before, just with disintegrator cannons and blasters. So I think, unfortunately, and this is kind of a detriment to 8th edition and in the meantime, but if you both have really, really good lists like we both did, it doesn't matter what you do. It's whoever gets first turn. If you get first turn and you seize on me like you did, you're gonna win. If I get first turn or I seize on you, I would have beat him. That's as simple as it was. Whoever got first turn wins. We could have called it after rolling the dice, to be honest, because I had one chance to come back on my turn, and I completely failed. I should have just called it then. But I played the whole game through. I always do. I never concede. I never give up or anything like that. I always play it all the way through. And we did go all the way to turn 5, I think, or maybe 4. And he ended up tabling me, and that was the end of the game. And you guys can watch the stream on that. They have it up on the I forget the exact name of the YouTube channel, but I'm gonna FNP Gamers, that's what it is. FNP Gamers posted that. So I just want to go over the list I brought a little bit for Warzone Houston, because I think I'm just going to stick with this list. I actually don't think I'm going to make any changes to it like I normally would. It ended up working surprisingly well, even when I didn't get first turn, except for that last game, of course. But we look at it, I've still got my Styges Battalion. I've still got 2 Tech Priest Engines here, 3 units of Skitarii, but no special weapons this time, just bare bones. Then I've got 2 units of Fulgurite Electro Priests, each 9 man, and then a unit of Secutari Hoplites. So the Hoplites were actually super useful during the tournament. There were a lot of people that brought things that could charge me turn 1, and I did not want them in combat or killing my knight turn 1 without it getting to do anything. That would be a 600 point investment wasted. So what I did is I used those Hoplites, the 10 of them, just to surround my knight turn 1. So no matter what, if I got first turn or not, I knew that it was protected. Nobody was going to charge it. So they worked very well, and I'm going to keep them in the list. I also had 2 of the Terrax Pattern Termite Assault Drills. They were pretty much the best unit in the Codex. They're a great transport, and they kill everything they touch. So those are obviously staying. And then I did have my Blood Angels battalion. I had 2 captains with jump packs, Thunderhammers. One with a Storm Shield and the Angel's Wing, and the other with the Veritas Vetus. One of them did not have a Storm Shield, and that was just a points issue. But I also decided to bring Chief Librarian Mephiston this time, and he worked very well. So I'll obviously be keeping him as well. And then 3 Scout Squads. Those kind of block out my deployment a little bit better, stop people from infiltrating against me. And then, of course, last but not least, the Knight Castellan. 1 Siegebreaker Cannon and 4 Siegebreaker Missiles and House Raven, so that he can use the stratagem to reroll 1s for the entire phase, no matter what you're looking at. So I'm pretty happy with the list. I'm pretty happy with how I did. Once both Bug Eater, both Flying Monkey, and Warzone Houston major events get uploaded into the ITC, I should be pretty high up there. I'll definitely be in the top 50 for ITC overall, and I should be number 1 for AdMech overall. I am still trying to win Best AdMech Player at the end of the season. So let me know what you guys think about my list. What would you maybe change if you were playing AdMech? If you wanted to go AdMech Primary, what would you bring? Any comments, questions, concerns about what I'm playing? How have you guys been doing in tournaments? What do you think the meta's going? I did want to mention one thing at Warzone Houston. About every other player there brought Knights. If they were not playing Dark Eldar, they were playing Knights. And like every one of them had a Castellan. So it was, right now the meta's going Knights and Castellans. So if you're not prepared to fight that, you're probably not going to do very well. So just keep that in mind. But anyways, guys, I'm going to get off here. I'm going to start working on my kill team video, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks. Bye.